Ladies, remember when Kevin Samuels was alive and you guys, a lot of you just felt like he hated women, especially the black women, because he had controversial beliefs that a lot of us did not believe in. I was one of those ones that actually appreciated a man to be able to stand up against a lot of things that I actually agree with. A lot of times we can be delusional in our thinking, right? And this is including me as well. So he actually enlightened me more than anything. So one of the things that I remember that I can recall was when this whole thing came about with a high value man. And he kept making a statement about how women was like, I want a man, he would interview these ladies and they would be like, I want a man that's making 100K. He got to be kind. He got to be able to take care of me and my kids. And he has to be 6 feet, whatever, 6 feet tall. He has to be handsome. And like the person that's saying all these things that the guy has to be, she got a bonnet on her head, her hair not done, her makeup look a hot mess, her mindset is not together. And he would always say, you want something that you're not going to be able to achieve because look at you, right? And women would get upset. How much do you weigh? Women would be, oh, he's doing. But in actuality, that is very true. He was literally talking about, in a lot of ways, like the laws of attraction. There's no way we as women are going to say, hey, I don't have to invest in myself. I don't have to take care of myself. It doesn't matter. I have a great personality, and think that based on that or your college degree or anything solidifies a high value man to say, hey, that woman there, I want her to be my wife. That makes no sense, right? And I know I'm probably going to get some feedback on it and it's not going to be super great, but that's okay. It's not personal. I understand. But I wanted to talk about it because it's not just even with men, right? It is just with life. In my mind, I'm like, how do we leave the house every day, or how do we get up and we do not invest in ourselves? We do not take care of ourselves. I'm not saying all of us. So if it's not you, hit dog, don't holler. But this is for the women that was offended by something that you're asking someone else to be, right? And so I've never understood that. Even in leadership, I've never understood where a person can say, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, but you won't do it, and you're the leader. How can people respect you and follow behind your rules or what you request of them when you're not leading by the example? I've never been a person to respect a man or a woman that was in a position of leadership that I saw that was a hypocrite to what they are asking of others that were up under them, and they reported to them, or they had a business, or even content creators like myself. I cannot be a content creator and educate you guys and say, yes, honey, grow your hair. This is how you grow your hair. Stop doing bad practices. And every time you're looking at me, I got a bonnet on my head and I look a hot mess. I have, for the life of me, have never understood in the beauty world. Now, y'all already know I'm about to go in. When it comes to the beauty world, you guys will go to a salon or go to a cosmetologist's house, and you guys have heard me talk about this over and over again. And she looked like she woke up and said, who done it? I'm like, you got to make me believe. You got to make me believe in your craft, in your skills, in your business. You got to make me believe that you believe in yourself, that you invest in yourself, that you invest in your business, that you're invested in me. I could not come and take my hard-earned money and go and place it in someone's hand. And they may have the skill set, and they may do, a lot of times they are going to slay your hair, but it comes with consequences. And I think that a lot of us are asking for things or looking for things from others that we're not willing to do for ourselves, or we're not willing to do ourselves, right? So we're going to take the cosmetologist as an example. The fact that I remember when I lived in North Carolina, and I worked for a friend of mine, Fallon's Salon in Concord, North Carolina. And she opened a salon across from the Smart Style. We started out in Smart Style, right? It's right over there where the racing track is or whatever. And we went into the salon, and she opened a salon. And one of the things that was very big to me when I came to work there was that we looked the part. Because I always tell y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, my hairstylist now, Tony, I was inspired to look good based on those women and how they carried themselves. They were not a hypocrite. And they would be in there early in the morning. You talking about 5:30 in the morning, makeup done, hair done, outfits on point, 5:30 in the morning, right? So I didn't want to be a hypocrite, and I loved that about them. So when I finally got my salon, before Fallon's salon, when I got my salon, oh, you better believe I was coming in decked and ready. And guess what it did? I knew I was a walking billboard, and I knew a lot of women, when they would come in there, they would judge me by my outer appearance, right? So I couldn't tell them that I can create a painting for them, or I can create what they're asking for if I didn't look the part. But a lot of times, the reason why a lot of us can go to hair salons and go to the hairstylist home and let them operate on our hair, and the house is filthy, the tools that they're using for you, you don't care if they're clean, the different things that are going on, because of the simple fact is that that's how you are. But then you say, hey, I want this hairstyle. They're going to give you that hairstyle, but it's not going to last long, as we know, because the foundation is, I don't care. I just know how to get you the style, because a lot of us are hairstyle. We're styling the hair. We're not cosmetologists, right? And so I'm saying this to you guys to make you wake up and understand a lot of things. You cannot ask for something high value and walk around and just take care of the outer appearance, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Y'all know I'm big on taking care of the outer appearance. But you don't care how you get to that point. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot come to say, I want a high value man, and you're not a high value woman. You can't say, I want a man that makes over 100K, and you don't bring any value. You don't have to make 100K like that man, but you don't bring any value. You don't value yourself. You don't value to invest in yourself. A lot of us don't value because we're dealing with low self-esteems. We're dealing with a lot of delusional thoughts of how we want our Prince Charming to come to us, or even in relationships, we don't show up the way we need to show up in our true, authentic self, because we're so caught up on what we need for other people to make us happy. And that's not how it goes. Happiness starts within. So the first thing we have to do is focus on that. We cannot ask others to be something that we're not willing to be, because you're the leader of your own self. You get to wake up every morning, God's will, right? God give you the will. When you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you should say, God, thank you for another chance to get this thing right, right? So you wake up with another chance at life to get it right, right? So you wake up and you are my neighbors. You wake up and you are in a position where you can change some things, and you shouldn't expect let me fix this real quick. We attract who we are, right? A lot of us will attract things, right? Because the outer appearance may be on point, but inwardly, because you haven't changed the inside of you, the outward may attract that person may attract that relationship, right? May attract things, but it doesn't last long. It does not last long because you weren't true to yourself. You're not authentic with yourself, right? And you just faking the phone for a certain time. You want to get in a position, whether it's with someone or whether it's in your job, whether it's in your business, whatever. You want to get into this position, but when you get there, you're going to fall short because the inward has not changed. So you can't ask for something that mentally you are not. So I wanted to bring that out because y'all know this is all about self-awareness. It is about building your self-esteem. A lot of us are operating out of low self-esteem and we're operating out of brokenness. And I know because I did it, right? We're operating out of brokenness and we're operating in a way where we're attracting broken people. We're attracting other people that are just like us. They're out there, they're pretending, they're faking the funk, right? And they're pretending that they're happy. They're pretending that their life is fabulous. Every time you talk to them, there's no wrong. Oh no, there's no wrong. Everything is wonderful. Y'all remember when we go to church? You know what I'm saying? When I went to when I used to go, when I was younger, and someone would come to you and say, girl, how was your week? How you doing? Honey, blessed and highly favored. We got all those things that we say, those little phrases, and everybody like, oh, you blessed every time? Not saying that we want something bad to happen, but it's life. We go through trials. We go through tribulations. We have issues that happen. Our life can change by decisions of other people that are in our lives. It's not always good all of the time. And that doesn't mean you have to tell all of your business, but you have to say, hey, keep me in prayer. Because when you're doing that, you're acknowledging to that person, hey, I need some help, right? Or I'm going through some heavy stuff and I just need the prayers of, sometimes all you can do is pray for somebody so they can get the wisdom from God to be able to maneuver through whatever it is that they're going through. But a lot of us are saying, if I could just get this type of man, or if I could just get these type of people in my life, or if I can just get this type of job, I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be good. And you're not. You're not going to be happy and you're not going to be good because you haven't done the work. You haven't done it. You are faking the funk, and guess what? You're going to attract who you are. And when we understand what we're attracting, and when you look at those relationships that you had to walk away from, it's never just one-sided where it's just that person's fault. We have to hold ourselves accountable. And y'all know as women, we rather be the victim than to be accountable. Honey, he came in and he deceived me. I was everything that I said I was. You were not. Because a real person, when they come into your life and you're communicating, they're gonna know off the bat whether or not, hey, this sister right here, oh, she real. I gotta either step up or get down. Right? If you were not a victim and you held yourself accountable, right? And you held yourself accountable, you wouldn't be blaming the other person. The other person is just mirroring who you are, but we don't want to accept that. So I say all of this to say to you guys, what you want, make sure it's healthy. If you want a high value man, because there's a lot of high value men with bad characters. There's a lot of evil, high value people, right? There's a lot of people that are there in your lives with a motive, right? Make sure it's healthy. And the only way you can make sure it's healthy is if you make sure you're healthy. Then you make sure you're not broken. Because when someone sees you and when they start communicating with you and when they start seeing the way your life is, you're going to attract what you want. We have to become who we want to be. If you want somebody that has boundaries, you have to be a person that sets boundaries. If you want a person in your life, whether it's a girlfriend, your church, your leaders in your church, whether it's a guy or whatever, you have to have standards. If they don't have standards, what are you doing? but that's what you want. All we focus on is the bag. The bag. Oh, he got to have a bag. Well, baby, he can have a bag and you could be in a bag, right? And you know what I mean. So I say all of this. This video is for a lot of us that are asking for things. We're asking to attract things that we are not. The only way that we can attract the things in our life, good or bad, is based on how we decide to change. We have to hold ourselves accountable. And we have to, when you hold yourself accountable, when you're entering into relationships, you'll say, hey, that right there, I don't tolerate that. That's a boundary of mine. That communication, that gossip and all that, that's a boundary. I don't accept that. You know, that lets people know, oh, that sister ain't nothing to play with. But right now, what we doing, and you know, I go back to the Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuel like, ma'am, how much you weigh? 300 pounds. But you want a tall, slender, 6 foot tall man, and you want him to be able to tolerate that? They're not. They're not going to respect you, and they're definitely not going to take you serious. So it's either that, or we're attracting things in our life that seems like it's a perfect situation, but then it doesn't last long because we are temporary. We are behaving in a temporary manner. We are doing a little bit of the work and then expecting someone to come in and meet us and make us whole. And no one on this earth will love us the way we love ourselves. And no one on this earth will treat us as great as we would treat ourselves. So we have to start within. All right. I pray this message blesses you. Remember, you can't ask for attraction to attract great things in your life if you're not willing to change. All right. I pray this video helps you. I'll see you next video. Bye.